This is KGW News at Sunrise.
A deadly weekend on local roads. Investigations are underway. One in Marion County, one in Multnomah County. We'll have the details on these crashes coming up for you here in just a minute.
And today, Oregon lawmakers will be talking about two new possible changes to a bill the Oregon House is considering, which would change Measure 110. Coming up, the penalties people could face for drug possession and how those who are arrested could be able to avoid a criminal record. Plus,
I am so excited. This is the day we all wait for. I hope it'll be different than the last couple of seasons.
Timbers fans won a championship. I'll tell you what, they're off to a good start. They won their opener Saturday night at Providence Park in front of that home crowd. And yes, they also have a new head coach. He's 1-0 in his Timbers career. Go get him, Timber Joey. Welcome to a Monday edition of Sunrise. I was saying this earlier to Rod, Christine, and Chris. There is no team in the history of Major League Soccer who has ever gone undefeated without winning their first match. It's never been done.
Profound.
Really?
There.
I know.
Yeah, did a lot of studying on that one,
That
Rod.
could be profound as well. You had that news story of the lawmakers, what they'll be talking about today. What the lawmakers will be talking about today is the weather.
Oh, you think so?
Really?
I think so. Let's get you to the radar. I think it's a day that's going to be active enough that everybody will be talking about the weather. So low snow levels, absolutely the headline. We've had 16 inches of snowfall since last evening up at Timberline. We've got snow over the Coast Range, and radar is already starting to pick up some snow near 1,000 feet. There are the West Hills right there. And then here's Sandy, which is at about 1,000 feet, and the snow line seems to be right there as well. The bricks are wet, not snow covered, but wet, and our temperature is well above freezing, so no concern there. We're at 41 degrees. So down here in the lowlands, snow level is going to be generally near 1,000 feet. At times, it could be as low as 500 feet. I think for Portland, generally, it's going to be a scattered shower day with heavy downpours at times, producing hail. And the heavy downpour could also bring down some snowflakes mixing in at times. 44 at noon, 40 at 5 o'clock with heavier showers today. At any given time, let's say 1:30, for example, temperature could drop into the 30s. It's going to be a chilly day. Here's Chris.
Rod, let's take you up to 750 feet in the West Hills. This is Highway 26 at the Sylvan Hill, and just wet, but we'll watch to see if any snowflakes mix in there. A little bit of road spray for that commute as well. Highway 26 looks good on the west side of town. I-205 coming off the Glen Jackson Bridge looks good as well. I-5 pretty light volume there, and as Rod mentioned, the Cascades have just been hammered with fresh snow. This is a live look at Government Camp. Chains or traction tires, I should say, required heading up over the Cascade passes today. No major issues, though, on the roads right now, guys.
All right, Chris, we appreciate that update. Let's get to our top story now for this hour. Later today, Oregon lawmakers will hold a public hearing to discuss a bill that we've been following very closely. We're talking about House Bill 4002. KGW's China Green is live with us in studio this morning to explain. China?
Yeah, so you guys, today lawmakers will be discussing two amendments here. They were introduced Friday and it would change Measure 110. The changes are largely centered around penalties for drug possession. For starters, when it comes to recriminalizing drugs, a new class of misdemeanor would be created here. This would allow people to avoid a criminal record by completing drug treatment. If convicted, they would get probation instead of receiving immediate jail time. But defendants could be jailed for up to 6 months for violating that probation. Here's what the Director of Advocacy and Public Policy with the Urban League of Portland had to say about that.
We're in staunch opposition to any criminalization or recriminalization, I should say, of folks who are suffering. And, from what we've heard is that, this new iterative amendment that we're expecting is quite frankly worse than what was initially introduced.
The ACLU of Oregon also weighed in here, saying that these changes are regressive and harsh, and that legislative leaders failed to get input from stakeholders and constituents who would be affected. Before these amendments were introduced, Governor Kotek told us that she would only approve changes to Measure 110 that would both improve the lives of people needing services and make our communities safer. So if approved by the committee, the bill would then head to the full House. And then if passed there, it could head to the Senate as early as the end of this week. Christine?
Okay, thank you for that report, China. Deputies in Cowlitz County are asking for your help to find a person wanted for kidnapping, burglary, and stealing a car. They say the homeowner caught the person there on your screen burglarizing their home Friday morning. The homeowner told deputies they were assaulted before the person stole their car and took off. Deputies think the same person may have broken into another home and stolen clothing. As for that kidnapping, we still don't know the details of why that person is wanted for kidnapping, but if you have any information, contact the Cowlitz County Sheriff's Office.
The Marion County Sheriff's Office, meanwhile, is investigating a pair of crashes from over the weekend that left one person dead and sent several others to the hospital. One of them happened yesterday morning, just before 8:30. Investigators say two cars collided on French Prairie Road Northeast. Both drivers were taken to the hospital. One of them, a 22-year-old, was cited for DUI, and deputies say speed was also a factor here. The other crash they're investigating involved three vehicles. This one happened Friday night near 12th Street Southeast and Oak Hill Avenue in Salem. A passenger in one of those vehicles, 81-year-old Linda Bush, died after she was taken to the hospital. There were 7 people involved altogether. 4 of them went to the hospital.
Portland police have booked 22-year-old Shane McKeever for reckless driving and first-degree murder after a crash in southeast Portland's Buckman neighborhood. It happened at 3 o'clock yesterday morning. But KGW's Sydney Dorner found police are now looking for the person they think fired shots at McKeever.
A man is now dead after a crash here on Southeast Belmont and MLK Boulevard early Sunday involving a car and a person with a bike. The person on the bike was seriously injured and taken to the hospital where they later died. Police say shots were fired, but we don't know if anyone was hit. The driver of the car ran away, but police say he was detained by bystanders a few blocks away until officers arrived. In Southeast Portland, I'm Sydney Dorner, KGW News.
All right, before we get back to Rod Hill and his full 7-day forecast, one big sports headline to cover this morning. The Timbers kicked off their season over the weekend at Providence Park with a new leader on the sidelines. KGW's Art Edwards has more after Phil Neville picked up a win in his first match as Timbers head coach.
A perfect night for some soccer in Soccer City. The Timbers kick off the season, and fans are ready for the action.
We're very excited. It's a new year. They're going to start fresh, and we're excited to see the outcome.
I am so excited. This is the day we all wait for.
After missing the playoffs last year, there is hope and optimism that things will be different this year.
It was a disappointing season last year, but we know they made some good adjustments in the offseason. So we're confident that it's going to be a good year, and we're excited to see the product they put on the field this year.
I hope it'll be different than the last couple of seasons.
A festive atmosphere inside Providence Park. The Timbers Army in mid-season form. Fireworks as the team walked on the field. And of course, there was a tifo made by the Timbers Army. It didn't take long for the Timbers to send the fans into a frenzy. 9th minute, Eric Williamson with a goal. 14th minute, Anthony with a goal. Timber Joey busy cutting slices off the log. Portland with 4 goals in the first half. Anthony with a brace. The second half, not quite as smooth, but the Timbers still got the win 4-1. Head coach Phil Neville after his first game as head coach.
It felt like a Champions League type feeling, you know, there's a buzz in the air, there's an anticipation. I come out at 6:30 and behind the goal there is at the 107. It was almost full and it just felt like you was playing in a big Champions League game, and it felt like home. It took me back to playing in the big games in the EPL and in the Champions League. So it feels like home. We've done so much hard work over the last 5 to 6 weeks, and we've still got so much work to do.
Art Edwards, KGW Sports.
All right, Timber starting off 1-0. Yeah. Pretty awesome. I thought to myself, geez, I can't believe they're starting the season already at the end of February. Mm-hmm. That game can't possibly be held in good weather. Saturday night, that was really nice.
It was really nice, yeah. It was really nice.
I thought that was a hit.
Is that aggressive?
Let's go. Look at this. This is impressive right here. Snow report.
Impressive and aggressive.
So this is just since the front came in last evening. Timberline 16 new, Meadows 14 new, Ski Bowl 10 new. We've got over 100 on the ground now. Timberline and Meadows Ski Bowl is approaching 50. I don't have a report this morning out of Bachelor. Here are the snow headlines for today. The overwhelming headline is low snow levels, generally speaking. So today through overnight tonight into Tuesday morning, the Cascades they're well on their way to getting 2 feet of snow above 2,000 feet. The Coast Range, below 1,000 feet, could have anywhere from a couple to 6 inches of snow sticks. Certainly expecting some sticking snow at 1,000 feet and above. That's Highway 6 and 26. General snow level today, close to this 1,000 foot line, much of the time. But the weather model still suggests there could be some sticking snow in pockets at times later on, as low as 500 feet. Now here's the big wild card, elevations near 1,000 feet. Are you going to see sticking snow? If you do, is it just going to be an inch or two, or will there be some areas get 3, 4, 5, 6 inches? The best bet to rack up some decent snow would be the Cascade foothill communities. Right now radar is showing the snow line right near Sandy, for example. And then for the valley floor, it's mostly just going to be rain through tonight. But some hail mixed in, and heavier showers could also mix in some snow. Temperatures at ground level holding above freezing. It's a cold shoot of air coming straight down behind that front out of the Gulf of Alaska from the northwest. Heavier snow amounts expected out in the Blues today. Some decent accumulating snow over in central Oregon, especially down in the Bend and Sun River area in the east slopes of the Cascades. Radar picking up the snow in the Coast Range right now, Highway 26. Drivers seeing some snow at this early hour. And here is the snow level right there with Sandy, right on the line between rain changing to snow. It is all rain out through the gorge down low. The Dow's at 39. Expecting 8 inches of snow up in Parkdale in the upper Hood River Valley. 41 in Salem. It's above freezing all the way up I-5 into Seattle, where it's 37. Seattle's forecast is generally similar to ours today, by the way, with the city center being chilly, but mostly rain falling. Here are the forecast numbers. I mean, we're going to be 40 or better for highs. Heavier showers with hail and maybe a snow mix at any point could drop temperatures down to the 30s briefly, so it's going to be a chilly day. West winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. And this is a very active week. There's a warm front that comes in Wednesday. Snow levels go to about 4,500 feet. Tuesday night into Thursday morning, we could potentially see 1.5 inches of rain here in Portland. Then there's that front that comes in Wednesday morning. This is snow levels Thursday back down to about 1,000 feet. Friday and Saturday, snow levels could be below 1,000 feet. Right now, I've got a drier day on Sunday. I said earlier in the show that, I mean, Mount Hood could see 60 inches of snow this week if you count what's already fallen since last evening. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm done. Wow, wow.
Ooh, good news for skiers and boarders, that's for sure. Thanks, Rod.